Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this slow motion disaster. And I have to admit, that's the way the majority of my artworks have turned out in my life. Things will go along great. I'll be able to overcome stuff here and there, and somewhere along the line, I end up reaching a hurdle that I just cannot surmount, and so I end up abandoning the piece of artwork because of that. And I don't go back to doing art for a while. For quite a while, in fact, because of it. And this is very much looking like another situation. The unfortunate thing about this is that I can't really abandon it because it is a logo. So this was my first attempt with Prismacolor pencils, obviously with acrylic markers, and then that wasn't working out. So I tried to clean it up with Prismacolor pencils, and I got this nasty little, I don't know what to call it, outline. So I'm abandoning this because this is not looking good, in my opinion. I guess technically you could say this is done. I don't know. But so I abandoned that. So I'm doing this, and I tried using gel pens. The gel pens in the past have worked well for me when I couldn't get anything else to color well. The gel pens worked well, but I guess the gel pens are just getting too old and too dried out to really work either now. So that hasn't worked out for me at all. So now I am using Inktense pencils, which I'm grateful because of the disaster that we're going into. You know, well, that we're actually currently in. I went ahead and I bought some Inktense pencils. I was hoping that they wouldn't be the last Inktense pencils I ever buy. I love Inktense. They're my favorite. They're absolutely my favorite, hands down across the board. And so I bought myself what I could manage to get, and as a gift for myself for my birthday and Christmas and all of it. So there you go. Oh well. So I hope now that these Inktense pencils work. Thankfully, this is some mixed media paper, Canson mixed media paper. Unfortunately, I think, is it? It's the old cardstock. This is cardstock, and this is 20-year-old cardstock, 25-year-old card. This is a little bit, just a hint thicker. It's very smooth, but it's just a little thicker than this Canson mixed media paper. So, oh God. I can see the disaster coming now. This is gonna ripple up like you would not believe. So, I mean, I guess this is kind of appropriate since I am doing the avatar icon, whatever you want to call it, logo for what I will consider a comedy channel that I want to do. I think I can write the jokes, but I know for a fact that I cannot deliver them, and I wish that I could. But even though I can't deliver jokes, I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. So you're like, what in the world? How would you be using the cross? The whole thing is going to be really tongue-in-cheek, really, it's going to be sarcastic, really sarcastic. But whether or not anyone will get that, I don't know. I'm thinking, since I can't deliver a joke at all, probably not. I don't think anyone's going to get the fact that this is actually going to be, at least in my opinion, in my very Aspergery opinion, a comedy channel. It's all going to be for craps and giggles, you know? I hope I can say that on YouTube. But there you go. Um, I might be able to salvage this one if I just put black lines, or if I erase this bit of pencil and I just put black lines around it, or maybe even just silver lines around it. I'd still need to erase all this area out here. I mean, because technically this is pretty much done. I can't really do much more with it. But in my opinion, it looks really bad. It looks really bad. And I forgot to put a timer on, so give me a second here. Oh no, and my timer is gone. There we go. Okay, I got that going. So that's good. So since this inner part is so delicate, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take a chance and fill this thing up and try to go through the trouble of actually blending out this pencil. For better or for worse. I mean, other people might not call these things disasters, but since it's not, maybe it's, I know it definitely has part of it has to do with the way I was raised. But since it's not matching exactly what I have in my head, I'm calling it a disaster. And as far as I'm concerned, it is a disaster. It isn't any good. Yeah, look at this. This is so beautiful. This is why I love Inktense pencils. They are just so stunning. Stunningly gorgeous. And they're permanent. So they're permanent exactly like acrylics. So if you mess up, but one of the downsides of Inktense is that they're translucent like watercolor. So if you mess up, you cannot cover it with another layer of Inktense pencils. Acrylics, if you mess up, especially the acrylic pens, what I liked about them is that they're 100% opaque, and if you mess up, it's no worry. You just paint right over it. Heck, you can even paint a flat matte, white or black or brown or whatever, gray over it, and then you can paint right on top of that, just like you have a fresh new canvas. And actually, technically, you do have a fresh new canvas because you just painted over the whole thing, you know. So, but that's true while you're painting along. You can't paint something and expect the underlying colors or lines or coats to show through, you know. But with Inktense pencils, you can. You can. Because Inktense pencils are permanent like acrylics, but they are translucent like watercolors. So I don't know. I personally like that because I've been getting annoyed with the fact that watercolors will reactivate. And I just don't like that. I like their translucency. I love their translucency, but I don't like the fact that they're not permanent and that they'll completely reactivate. And it's just like, no. Ah, oh no. Oh no. Oh, how will I fix that? The other problem with this is that I want a nice, smooth, very, very smooth laydown and application, so I can't fix that mistake at the moment. And I have to hope that by the time I finally get to it, it hasn't dried so much that I can't erase it. That, and one of the problems is that with the gel pens, they are like watercolor. So I'll end up activating them and lifting the gel pen. And I put the gel pens away already. Oh, man, I don't know what it is. Until right now, this moment, I've been feeling absolutely fantastic. I don't know why, but I'm glad. I mean, I actually got up, even though I did get sick from it, I actually got up and I got breakfast and I got a shower and everything. And I've been feeling so good today. And the fact that I'm actually able to film, like, what I think this is the third video I've done today. If it's not the third, it's at least the second. Well, there we go. Okay. So now I got to try to, does this have water in it? I hope it does. Now I have to try, yep, it does, thank God. I have to try to remove this tiny little smear. My God, it worked. Yay! I got to it soon enough. Yay. Oh. Yes. Well, there we go. So that was a major success. That was a really major success. Well, I don't dare go further with this at the moment. I have 7 minutes left. Here, I'm gonna try to clean this. Ooh, uh-oh. Oh no. I know that when it comes to like being a gardener, the majority of gardening is watching grass grow, or just watching your plants grow. And I found out de-weeding everything. And then if you're an artist, the majority of art, it's a rather sarcastic thing, but it's kind of, you end up finding out how honest it is, because the majority of art is watching paint dry. So instead of having this paint dry real time on camera here, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to finish this disaster. For better or for worse, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to show y'all. Oh, no, wait, that's actually... Oh, this is so heavy. I forgot I put my inking supplies in the same case that I put my Inktense pencils, which makes sense. It makes sense. So I will do at least this much. I'm going to pause the camera for a minute and erase all the background. So give me a second. Okay, so I don't know if you can see it on camera here, but and I guess this is kind of a thing now on YouTube, actually showing your mistakes, which is different for me. Because I was very much raised to never show your mistakes, but as you might have noticed, things are significantly worse now. I'm really shocked. The erasers that I used, which is this old Prismacolor cut up eraser, um, I don't even know if Prismacolor sells erasers anymore. And I had some little pencil topper erasers. I can't even find them now. No, here we go. These little pencil topper erasers, they were really hard. These were hard. They weren't erasing. So I used this. This wasn't erasing either because all it was doing was smearing actually. And now, but the Prismacolor kind of erased compared to these. So I used what I had here. And it's really a mess now. I mean, it's really a mess. But I'm going to try to do, for the rest of this video, a wash, more or less, you could call it, for the background. So I'm just going to, and I have my Derwent Inktense Violet 0800 pencil here. And I'm just going to essentially color in the background, and I'm hoping that the blue of this will kind of make the violet look really, because it's a real indigo sort of purple. It's not an actual purple at all. It's a very bluish purple. So I'm hoping that it will cover up all the marks. You know, light colors don't really cover anything. They almost seem to enhance all of the marks and mistakes and everything else. But if you want to cover something up, just use black, or use a really dark color of any kind. And so that's what I'm doing here. I didn't know that. And I got to learn that recently from all of these people who are, you know, basically they're teenagers. They were teenagers in early 20s in the 80s, you know. The younger old people. I don't know what else to call them. But hopefully this will do it. Hopefully this will cover up the marks, the imperfections, the absolute mess. That has just been created. And I won't have to worry about it anymore. And then on the next video, I'll try to put a black outline around this thing and actually get it done, actually get it finished. And honestly, with how badly I'm coloring this in, I see this heading for nothing but another massive disaster. You know? Oh. Mm. Oh. I can't possibly be the only one that usually gets their pencil caught on the edge of the paper, like regularly. I swear I saw that in school a lot. Of course, that was forever ago now. Okay. Oh, and the other thing I want to show was this. So I had this Prismacolor pencil sharpener, this little kind of real travel bullet one, but then there's this one. And this one was just a little bit better than this, but not by much. Not by much at all. So, and technically it can hold a lot more. But this thing, I remember it wouldn't get my pencil sharp, and then it would, no matter what pencil I put in it, it would ruin it. So at least it got this thing sharp. So I'm glad. Another miracle. I mean, that really is a miracle, because these pencil sharpeners just ruined the leads. So, and I completely gave up using them for a reason. Okay, so this is the whitest. Here we go. The whitest brush pen that I have. Oh, and it has water in it, thank God. Okay. Because I think the other one isn't as wide as this one. I'm positive it's not as wide. Anyway, here we go. Oh, thank God. See, that's why I like Inktense so much. It blends so well. It just, oh, it completely liquefies. This is wonderful. I know this video is running long, but this is so wonderful. This is so wonderful. Well, hopefully this is, for me, this is doing my little art soul good. So this is a big payoff after all that coloring. So hopefully you can sit there having an artgasm right along with me. You know? See, that's a relief. That is such a relief. That feels so good. I don't know why I'm getting these oddball spots here and there. I wonder if that's where I put acrylic paint pen. I think I did. I think that's where I put the acrylic paint pen. Oh, God. I was trying to cover up the white. Well, now I know that Inktense cannot go over acrylic paint. The acrylic paint shows through. So at least I know that now. Knowledge is for better, but the unfortunate truth is for worse. It's like, oh, God. One more problem. Well, this is the best it's going to get. Ain't going to get no better than this. Which is unfortunate. But there you go. Take it or leave it just the way it is. You know, arguably, this ancient piece of cardstock is faring better than the newer pieces of mixed media Canson paper that I have, which, you know, I figure is pretty good paper, but I don't know. This cardstock is doing a lot better job of surviving that water. Oh, I got little hairs sticking out of this brush. It is so annoying. Well, that's it. Whoop. Oh, man. I'm sorry if I wasn't on camera most of the time. But that's it for now. I'm leaving this as is. And I'm going to try to put some sort of an outline on it. And I'll do that in the next video. But I got to let it dry first. So thanks for stopping by for this one. Bye.